right. Now I just need to figure out where the chat is so I can follow the chat. Hopefully, some of you folks are hanging out at home. I know it's morning time. Maybe many of you are, on your way to work or something like that. But I'm checking in nonetheless. But like I said, I'm not seeing my chat, which is kind of a thing. We want to see what people are saying. So just a sec here, folks. Maybe someone has dropped in and I'm not seeing you. So just give me a sec here. Jace, okay, hold on. Last time it was just here. What is going on? Settings. View. Maybe reset the user interface. Maybe that'll give me the chat back. All right, so I did the thing. Oh, wow, nothing. Don't see nothing. I might start or stop it, figure out the chat thing, and then come back. Let's see if I can access this on the YouTube itself then. Maybe that'll solve the problem. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, here we go, folks. What can I say? It took me a couple of minutes there just to figure all this stuff out. It's been a while. Too long in my estimation. I can't even remember, the last time we did a live stream, but there you go. So hold on a sec here, guys. Oh, there we go. So we've got a few people dropping in here to say hello. What's up? Oh gosh, well it's 7:10 p.m. here in Canada. So and you know what, we've been sort of once again kind of not putting out the regular content. So I figured, heck, at the very least I can come in and check in and just kind of have a conversation with you guys, let you know what's going on. Sort of behind the scenes here. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but I'm coming to India in not so long from now. Next month, in fact. And so that's also some of the things that are going on behind the scenes here. I got a plan for that. Make sure everything's together. I've got some fun ideas for things I'd like to do, when I get to India, like meeting you guys. That would be a whole lot of fun. But yeah, so there's other stuff going on. Of course, I got the day job that I'm always busy with. And sometimes, quite frankly, the reason we aren't getting the content up is it's just really hard to get both Alyssa and I into the same room sort of at the same time to film those reactions. And so, she's very busy with some creative endeavors of her own channel, her own music and stuff like that. So that could be one of the reasons why we're slacking. But, I've got some ideas moving forward. I've been working with some folks behind the scenes that have reached out to me to help with the channel, not only with sort of what content we react to, but also, there needs to be a system in place that makes this easier for Alyssa and I, so that, basically we just need to focus on the reacting, and we'll have some other wonderful folks that can step in and help with the editing and help with all those great suggestions. So, yeah, so that's kind of, how things are going, I guess. One of the things that I've also been sort of, kind of thinking about a little bit is thinking about having someone else or other people that could react with myself. For those times when, just Alyssa's not available, maybe she's working on something else, and we aren't able to sit down for the reaction, but, and I kind of, I just enjoy having that, other person next to me. And maybe that's something that I'm going to look into in a sort of a virtual way. Maybe we'll have someone virtually join me, for some of the reactions. And, but I'm trying to figure that out. Maybe there's someone locally in my hometown here who might even want to join me from time to time. But that's kind of one of the plans to make sure that we can get those reactions to you, is to have some other folks who can step in when Alyssa isn't available. And so Yeah, so things are happening. Of course, as much as possible, we love to have Alyssa, join us. But for those times where it's either a choice between no reaction or a reaction without Alyssa, well, that's where I would prefer to do a reaction with someone else, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know. What do you guys think? We'll see if there's any sort of comments there in the chat. I imagine a lot of you guys are probably, it's probably a smaller crowd today. Most folks are probably sort of at work right now, right? Now I'm trying to see all my, I'm going to click in the studio mode here. Oh, geez, I don't know what's going on here. I use this software, it's called OBS, and you use it for screen recording, and I swear it's like the most unnecessarily complicated software. You're not quite sure, what's going to happen when you click the buttons. Maybe this is just me, but I've used a lot of software in my time, and this one is definitely one of the more finicky ones. So, what can I say? And I don't dare, mess around too much because I don't want to kill the entire live. I'm trying to get some stats here, but maybe I better just not do that. So let's see here. Yes, Sam Deep, this is indeed Sean here. Just sort of hanging out, talking to you guys about a few things. Bjorn says, yes, it is 8:40. Oh. Okay, so it looks like the live stream came to an end there, maybe. This is not good. Hold on a second here. Oh, wait, am I back? I guess I'm back. There you go. It froze up for a second. What can I say? That's why I don't press buttons in OBS too often, right? And so what I was saying was that Bjorn had confirmed that it's 8:45 in the morning in India right now. Yeah, you guys are sort of like an hour and a half or 12 and a half hour difference kind of deal. So, yeah. Hello, VP Review. Hello, sir. Yes, thank you very much. And yes, I already said Samdeep. This is indeed Sean. Maybe the last time you saw me, I was a little bit more portly, but I've been on a bit of a health kick here, trying to get into shape. I've lost the weight, or at least a lot of it. And now it's about sort of building the strength and making that exercise a regular daily practice. I think it's just so important for so many things, including mental health. So, so Samdeep. Oh, Bjorn says, your voice was coming, just the video stopped. Well, we hope that it's, smooth sailing from here on out. We'll see what we can do here. Samdeep says, I just watched your Millionaire Song reaction and I subscribed. Well, thank you very much. In fact, we just uploaded a video just yesterday on the Republic Day parade, in particular, sort of the tableau section. And so there was a best of video that we checked out there. So, we're putting out content, but like I said earlier, it's not in the way that I would like it to be. I would love to get back to IRH daily, not just IRH every so often, check back, maybe there's something there, maybe we disappear. And like I said, I think that it's really about getting a system in place so that the biggest thing I need to worry about is sitting in that chair and checking out a bunch of cool stuff with you guys. And then, to have a team of people that can help with those other aspects, like the video editing, the thumbnails, and even in deciding, what to react to. Now, last time I was on this chat or doing the live chat here, we came up with the idea of having a kind of a Discord group for folks that could help make some suggestions as to what I should react to or what we should react to. And so I just wanted to let those folks know from the last time that hasn't come together quite yet, but there is a Discord that exists. I just got to figure out a couple of things with that, but then I'm going to start, sort of developing that group a bit more. So, anyways, just in case you were wondering, that is something that I'm looking to do, kind of create a location where folks who I've gotten to know over the years can make those suggestions and help make sure that we're reacting on the stuff that you guys want us to react on. So we've got a few comments here. Let's see. VP Review, sir, you remember I recommended cities to explore. Was it maybe in the last live stream, maybe? Was it on maybe one of the comments? Your name does look familiar, my friend. Yeah, it's, thank you for that. Let's see here. Oh, love from the Punjab. Well, love from Canada, my friend. I appreciate you a whole lot. Then we got Nan TRS Gaming. I love your reaction. Keep doing it. Thank you so much, my friend. I love your comments. Keep making them. Ha! Sam Deep saying he'll watch that too. I'm not sure what I was talking about there. Oh, the India parade stuff. Well, thank you, sir. Yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. It was one of my favorite reactions for sure. It's just the unity that India has, the diversity that India has. It's always just a pleasure to check out that parade and to check it out with you guys. Cigar Rana, I love your reaction. Love from India. Thank you so much for the hearts there. Appreciate that a whole lot. Jays and Bjorn says, yeah, looking good and healthy now. Oh, what can I say? Appearances can be deceiving, my friend. I have lost a lot of the weight, but it's I'm not the healthiest person. I have some sort of personal health challenges. And I just don't have sort of the vigor and the strength that I need to have, and part of that is I just don't I haven't yet in my life sort of prioritized the whole working out regularly thing. So that is something that is coming. But it has been in spurts. And so, for example, the last couple of days I've run on the treadmill and got some energy out, lifted some weights a couple days ago even, but I'm not doing it on the regular in the ways that I should. And before that, I think I missed like 5 or 6 days with kind of correlated with us not, uploading anything for that long. And there was some mental health stuff going on behind the scenes a little bit. Some personal stuff. And, that's why we need this system in place so that we can, bank some content so that when life happens, we've got that the channel doesn't need to come to a grinding halt. So, I'm in this sort of weird in-between phase here where we're not quite IRH daily again. Like I said, we're kind of IRH every so often. But the idea is that I want to build a system, a team that allows us to do this much better. And part of that would be getting an editor. Part of that would be bringing on some other reactors who might want to hang out with me. Or some other folks when Alyssa isn't available so that we can make sure that we keep those good reactions coming. Like I said before, as much as possible, we're going to, invite Alyssa to join me. But for those times that she's unavailable, looking for that, making sure that there's somebody else who wants to be involved, who can sit in that seat, whether it's literally next to me or like virtually kind of thing. So we got some more comments here. I appreciate them. Maybe not looking at the chat. It's Karthik. Yeah, I saw your comment there, my friend, saying, I think you were asking what happened to the chubby Sean, and I was like, I hope he's, gone for good. What can I say? My goodness, I didn't quite realize how fat I'd gotten on the channel. I was looking back at some of the videos, and it's like, holy moly. I was rather portly, to say the least. And in fact, I think you guys saw too that there were such fluctuations in my weight, where I would be heavy and then we'd disappear for a bit. I'd be a bit thinner and then I'd get fat again and all this sort of stuff. So I am hoping that this is like the once and for all, that I've made enough sort of lifestyle choices with what I eat and with what I do with my body that I can keep this weight off. Eating healthier, not drinking anything that, has alcohol in it, right? That's not a good thing. Avoiding these things can really help. Sir, you're looking very charming and more energetic. Well, thank you so much, my friend. And that's really what it's about. Part of it is, everybody wants to look better, right? And oftentimes we do when we lose that extra weight. But for me, it's really about health. It's about endurance. It's about being able to, create as much as I can to be able to get all the things done in life without, having to make sacrifices or cutting back on certain activities because I'm just not feeling well. And I already have these underlying health issues, so why make things worse with, poor sleep and poor diet and stuff like that? So, I appreciate the kind words there. Oh gosh, I don't dare get into the Justin Trudeau thing, my friend. Um, oh boy, yeah, I think we've sort of taken a bit of a step back from some of the politics stuff on the channel. But I'll just say that Canada as a whole, we're ready for a change. And we are ready for new leadership. And, Trudeau was in for a good long time, and it's time for somebody else to come in and take a bit of a different approach there, I think. Um, Karthik says, sorry to hear that. Uh, I'm not sure. Yeah, I was just sort of discussing some of the challenges. It's okay, my friend. Upwards and onwards. But, just trying to not repeat the same bad habits and bad patterns. And in particular, as it relates to this channel, I really would like it to be IRH Daily again one of these days. At the very least, IRH Weekday. Maybe we take the weekends off or something. But, I've got to put a system in place. And so I suspect it's going to be at least a couple of months before, we make it to that point, if not longer. But it is being worked on. I am talking with some great folks on the ground floor in India who've been giving me all sorts of good advice. I'm creating a group to better collaborate with those what would you call it? I guess confidants or friends, if you will. Those people that sort of know what needs to be reacted to and have all sorts of other good suggestions for maintaining the channel in a way where we're not disappearing all the time. So yeah, that's part of the reason I just came to talk to you guys, right? So that for those who do follow the channel, for those who are wondering what the heck's going on, at least they've got a live stream they can check out where they can figure out a little bit more about what's going on behind the scenes, and you guys don't think we just forgot about you or anything like that. Yeah, because I've never forgotten about the IRH family. I thought about you guys every day when we were gone. I always think about you, but it's just a matter of, it's the mental health stuff, it's the physical health stuff, it's the rigor of editing, there's so many moving parts, the fact that I've got a very full day job, there's all of these things that sort of factor in. And so it's in part, I just want to move forward and I'll just, edit more and do more stuff, but it's not sustainable. So I gotta, as much as I want to just pump out the reactions and keep going, I gotta take a bit of a step back so that, we don't get sort of burned out and so that we can keep this going in a more healthy way, if you will. So we're seeing love from Haryana. Well, thank you so much. We've got a comment here. Nixon says I look like Rocky Bai. Well, thank you so much. Did you guys know we met Rocking Star Yash, or at least we chatted with him on webcam for a couple of minutes. That was a whole lot of fun. When KGF2 came out, we were able to, be a part of an event where we had a couple minutes to chat with Yash, and he certainly liked my beard and my hair. He thought I was looking super cool, and we thought he was looking super cool too. Super nice guy, and if you're so inclined, you can search for that video on the channel there. Marco movie. You know what? I don't think that Alyssa and I will be reacting to the Marco movie. I don't think we have it in us. It's just maybe a little bit too extreme. However, we did react to both the teaser and the Marco success trailer. So if you want to get sort of a taste of what our reaction was, you can check that out. But I can't imagine we'd be able to make it through the entire film. We'd be, too freaked out. We'd have to do it in portions or something. Cigar. Yo, please take care of your health also. Thank you so much. That's the idea, right? Oftentimes I sacrifice health for external things, whether it's my job or whether it's the channel or, whatever it is. It can be a very limiting way to do things. And sometimes you just got to help yourself first so you can help everybody else better. And that's like, the whole airline thing. You put the, oxygen mask on yourself first before you help the other folks. It's, you gotta look after yourself. So I appreciate, some of the words related to that there. Oh gosh, favorite Indian singer or singers. That is a hard one, right? Because there's so many great Indian singers. I've been really looking forward to reacting on Sidhu Moosewalla's new tracks. In fact, we actually reacted on, oh geez, not Lock, because that one is more recent, but the one before that, we finally got to it. It just needs to be sort of edited and packaged up and put out. Attach, that was the one that we checked out with Steel Bangers. So yeah, that was super cool. Just a sec here, guys. Yeah, and actually, I should give one of the singers that we've been listening to the most these days is Kron Ojala. That's right. Alyssa's really a big fan of the Wavy track, and so am I. So we, sometimes we put that on before the reaction starts, so we can get all, pumped up and stuff like that. So that's been something that we've been checking out more. Now, just a sec here, guys. Unfortunately, my chat has disappeared on me here. Lovely. Maybe it'll pop back here. If I start, touching things and things change, you'll know that I do not mean to be doing anything here. I just want to get the chat back. Ah, here it comes. There we go. Took a second. Yeah, and Karan Ojala actually even, checked out our video of his blog and actually left a lovely comment there. And we're like, holy heck, Jays. So, so we've been really getting into him. All right, let's see here. Yeah, we like him a whole lot. Yes, Karthik, I do remember your comment, my friend. What can I say? A lot of people ask, if I remember them, and sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. But, oftentimes it's like, yeah, I kind of remember that. Or that name looks familiar because, I do try to get to as many of the comments. Of course, it's really hard to do so. So even if I'm not replying or hearting, I'm trying to sort of read them and get a sense of what the community's up to, what it is that you guys want to see from us next. Maybe you've got some criticisms and, I got to take those on board. Whatever it is, I like to be plugged in that way. So, yeah. Oh, do a reaction on anime. Oh, my goodness. Well, once again, if all we had to do was sort of react and then maybe turn over that footage to someone else who took care of all the heavy lifting, perhaps, my friend. But we can't even get to the Indian movies we'd like to react on. It's been so long. And that's really something that both of us love a whole lot is the movies. And the reason we haven't been doing it in great part is just due to the rigor involved. It's just so onerous to edit those movie reactions and to make sure that they've been significantly enough transformed that it's that it's definitely fair use and that we don't have to deal with copyright issues. Now I'm noticing here that my image has frozen up, so maybe you guys can still hear my voice. Looks like it's just doing that thing. What can I say? Maybe I'm getting notifications on my phone and it's screwing it up. I think that might be it because I'm using my laptop here to sort of read the chat, but then I have it sort of synced to my iPhone and then the iPhone is actually filming me. So, anyways, maybe next time I'll put it in airplane mode or something. But I don't dare touch it now, right? I'm just going to make things worse. No, I haven't listened to Lock, but we'd like to do that very soon. Are we coming to India? Well, Alyssa's not this time, but I am, my friend, and I'm going to be in there in basically like a month. So I'm very excited. And in fact, moving forward here shortly, I should be doing a quick, short video that I can release that kind of says, hey, I'm coming to India in case you didn't know, and I'd like to meet you. And so I'm very much hoping that I could organize a few meet and greets so that I actually have a chance to shake some of your hands and, look you in the eyes and tell you how much I appreciate you in person. So that's something that I'd really like to work towards. We don't have a whole lot of time to figure that out. But like I said, I'm working with some folks on the ground floor in India who help with these sorts of things. And, what I need to do is figure out which places we might want to hold these meet and greets. Like I said, pretty soon I'll put out a video where I'm asking you folks where you'd like me to come visit, and then I can start to gather that in a more sort of formal way, so we can, so what can I say? India is a big place. I don't suspect I'm going to get to everywhere in this first trip. But it's not meant to be a one and done kind of thing. This is just my first opportunity to, get to know India a little bit better. And then the hope is that once I'm a pro, once I know all the ins and outs, then, we'll bring in Alyssa back with me and we'll do another trip together. So, that's kind of the idea there. So let's see. Yes, we should react to lock. As soon as I can figure something out with Alyssa, we'll do that. Like I said, we got the attach reaction that has been filmed. So maybe that'll come out first. Maybe we'll put them both out at the same time. I don't know. But it's just we're trying to get a system in place so that these reactions can happen in a much easier way so that we aren't spending so much time on the editing and on the thumbnails and all of that stuff. We really do need to bring in some help, and we're talking with some folks about that. Yes, I was aware about the Coldplay concert. That was like world news, I guess. It looked very cool. And so... I heard a story that someone had Coldplay tickets in India and then they're like made threw them out or something. Oops. Jeez. Yeah. Could be worse though. You could have thrown out your like Bitcoin wallet. You hear about that, guys? Yeah, apparently some dude, he had like a hard drive with Bitcoins and it's like in a landfill somewhere and worth, millions of dollars. But it's like, oh shit, right? Oh, maybe I shouldn't curse on the live stream. I'll try and keep this to a minimum here. Family Guy reaction. I think you're talking about Family Man, the series from India, which I hear is getting maybe a third season here coming up. That's the problem. We have so many great things to get to, but like, where do you start? Do we just give up everything and just do Family Man reactions for the next month? There'd probably be enough content for that. It's so hard to pick and choose. Now, I believe, we reacted to the trailer. Maybe it was even for season 1 and 2. It looked really compelling, and I hear nothing but good things. But once again, it's like, how do we sort of pick and choose? If we can't even get to movies, how are we going to get to a whole series, right? So, come to India. Well, don't mind if I do there, Tarun. I'll be doing that very shortly. So yes, I will be visiting India. And I'm very excited to do so. It's been a long time coming. And I'm just looking forward to it. And as we get a bit closer, I can share, even more about that. A lot of stuff is getting sort of planned right now and put into place. So Samdeep is encouraging us to do the Family Man reaction there. So, okay. You didn't forget 5911. Was that a Sidhu track maybe that we reacted on some time ago? You'll have to maybe remind me about that one. React on High on Me by Yo Yo Honey Singh. Okay, we've got so much to get to. It's never ending. And so we will take that on board, my friend. We did, however, react to Millionaire. We reacted to Jat Mekma. So you could check those ones out at the very least. Okay. So Jobin, is that how I pronounce it? Maybe it's Yoban. News says, and that's a name I that's familiar. Just wondering, are you going to have some locals showing you around India, or are you solo traveling? I will be with somebody, as far as I know, the entire time. There's plenty of friends who are reaching out to me from India who are saying, hey, if you're looking for someone to hang out with, I'd love to come do that. So, I have sort of a primary individual that I'm working with right now. And I'm also connecting with other, friends from India who I might have a chance to sit down with as well, too. But I think if the thing that I'm really thinking about here is the idea of a meet and greet of some sort, and seeing if I can fit a few of those in, so that I actually have a chance to meet you guys, and maybe some of those bigger cities. But yeah, it's just everything's sort of being figured out as we speak here. So. Ah, yes, we call Sadu as 5911 sometimes, like a pseudonym, just like the poets of old days. Okay, well, thank you so much for that information. We're getting a request here from Gil X Jita for the Shub new album reaction. I do hear a lot about Shub, and so definitely it's something that's on the radar there, my friend. Ah, Karthik is saying maybe come to Mumbai. Yeah, where we got Mumbai and of course Delhi, a couple of the big ones there. Oh, come to Matharan Hill Station. All right. Well, that's very specific. So, I will be gathering more information from you guys about where you'd like to see me come. And so, part of that is, maybe looking at the analytics, right? Seeing where a lot of our viewers are coming from, which areas of India are they from? And that can help guide some of these decisions. But another thing is to do a short form video that basically just says, hey, I'm coming to India. Yeah, it's just me this time. I'd love to meet you, and see if folks can weigh in the comments there, and then we can use that to also influence our decisions. So if we get like a bunch of people asking from one particular location, we'll have to be sure to move that one to the top of the list, right? Because India is so large that there's no way to get to all the places, and so we've got to be a little bit selective. But the idea is that this is not the only time. This is the first time, and that there'll be other opportunities moving forward. Yes. Karthik says, yep, I'll guide you. Well, thank you, friend. Maybe reach out to me on Instagram. I know it looks like the Instagram's dead, but that might be a way to get in touch. Or I've got a business email associated with this channel, and I would welcome you to reach out there as well, too. Okay, let's see here. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything here, guys. Which province we're being asked? We're in British Columbia. If you're into sports and facilities, please, when you go to India, go to JP Greens Greater Noida. It is the Delhi NCR region, about 45 minutes away from New Delhi. Okay, so is this kind of like a sports complex or something like that? I gotta be honest, I've never really been too much of a sports guy. A lot of folks in Canada, for example, they love hockey, they watch hockey all the time, and I've just never really gotten too much into it. I enjoy, the occasional hockey game. I don't dislike hockey by any means, but it's just I've got so many things going on in my life, and I just don't have the time for sports. And I was never really that good at sports growing up, so I never really took a shine to it. So what can I say? Not a big sports guy per se. However, when it comes to India and it comes to sports, I love cricket, and just getting to know more about that. We watched, was it Lagan with, oh gosh, you guys know who was in Lagan. Actually, I heard that was the first Indian film that, I just heard this the other day in a comment, was the first Indian film where they actually recorded the audio live instead of maybe overdubbing it after the fact. Because, movie cameras are so loud and there's all sorts of other stuff going on in the environment. And, it's sometimes I wonder how some of these big studios do it. And I know a lot of it is sort of re-recording the voice afterwards. But anyways, I'm getting into the weeds here. Amir Khan was in that one, I believe. Yeah. And that was an older one, actually. That's probably the oldest Indian movie that we've seen so far. We haven't really gone, further back, but I know there's a lot of great ones. Like I said before, what we need is a system in place where the hardest thing we have to do is enjoy the movie, and then we can have some friends that in India or where else helping us to edit that together. And so we're looking to, figure that one out before we get too far away from ourselves. That's sort of the plan moving forward, is finding a way to make IRH daily again. Ha! Yeah, let's make IRH daily again. I think that's a great slogan. And some people are like, was it ever really daily? Well, probably for a while, kind of. We did our best. But there's so many moving parts, and we need to create a system. And I've just, I'm the guy who wants, forget that, let's just film reactions and get out there and start doing this stuff. But that's not sustainable. And, the other folks who are playing this game at a high level, they do have that help and support. And there's a good reason for that. You can really get bogged down in the editing and the thumbnails, in particular the editing when it comes to movie reactions. And that's really the big reason we haven't been doing those as much. However, we do have a reaction to Drishyam that has been filmed. This was actually filmed before we disappeared, and it's in the editing phase, and Alyssa's like this close to finishing the edit on that one. And boy, that should be a fun reaction, because Drishyam was one heck of a movie. I don't know, should I say it spoiler free? We enjoyed it a whole lot, but there you go. So I'm getting back to some of the comments here. Oh, never forget about Sidhu, my friend. Huge part of the channel, huge part of our life. Yeah, like I said, we recorded the reaction to Attach, and we hope to do Lock, as well as there's a whole back catalog of Sidhu music that I've been avoiding in ways because I want to share my reaction with you guys. So I've got to find a better way to do this so that we can get those reactions out without, getting too burnt out on our end. All right, so you're just begging from India for running your families. Now, I'm not sure what you're talking about there, my friend, but if you're talking about help with the editing, I can assure you that whoever helps us with that will be well compensated. So this is, I'm a fair person, and I feel the only way to do well in life is if you help other people do really well. And the better you help them to do, the better you're going to do yourself. And so to put that out there, that this would not be that I'm looking for some editor from India to come in and do this out of the goodness of their heart, not at all, sir. We're looking to fairly compensate them, make them part of the team, and to grow together in that way. So certainly that's my approach. And we have tried reaching out to editors before. We've tried a couple of things and actually put quite a few dollars into it, but it just hasn't worked out. We just haven't found that good fit. So there you go. And I can assure you, my friend, I have, I'm not getting defensive or anything here, but I have put far, far more money and time and energy into Rabbit Hole than what it, then brings us back in terms of monetary gain. If this was all just about monetary gain, there's many other things that could be done with one's time. We make very much less from the channel. It's not a whole lot. Now, there's possibility that can grow, and there has been some times that have been pretty good, but we're always pouring more money into the channel itself, money into the studio, the tech. If you're looking at how much your time's worth, the hours in editing, especially if it comes to video editing. So it really is a labor of love, and it really is, that from my perspective. But anyways, Joe Bound saying, don't listen to that OGG guy. Ignore the hate comments. Yeah, I know I should probably be ignoring the hate comments. Oh, it's my friend Harsh. Another reactor there. Yeah, I know I was getting a little bit carried away there. It doesn't bother me too much, but actually I think it was Producer Reacts. He did a video on the finances behind the scenes. So if you guys want to see what it's like, for the finances behind the scenes, you can check that out. And maybe we'll do one day. But, right now, it's not about that. It's about creating a system that allows us to be daily again, that allows us to get that content out, where we're, creating opportunities for video editors and folks who want to be involved in that way. They're generously compensated, and everybody's happy. That's my idea of a wonderful thing. Okay. Anyway, so we'll move on. We're avoiding the hate comments. Oh, thank you so much there, Cavi. We will always love IRH Day. Well, thank you so much. And I'm always going to love the IRH family. And, just like family, we got to be really good about letting you guys know what's going on behind the scenes. Because, sometimes we just let anxiety and depression and health and the pressures of, day jobs and other things, family obligations, come in, and then we just kind of disappear. And we just, for whatever reason, there's this big block that, where, especially for me, it's almost like if I'm not going to be making the big comeback and returning with the channel, well, then I'm almost afraid to do a live stream, that people are just going to be upset. That's just like, well, why the hell are you doing a video? You should be filming a reaction, or like, what's your problem? But I guess I'm getting over that, right? Which is why I'm starting to do these live streams. This isn't something that I did before the channel disappeared, but it's something that I'm making a practice of now. And part of that is just to get to know the community better. I mean, I missed you guys so much. It was such a, IRH Daily and the IRH family was such a big part of my life, and I missed it so much. And even then, there was so much more we could have been doing to engage with the community. And that's another reason why we need help with the editing, because and with other parts of the channel, is because, we'd spend so much time just doing that stuff that we didn't really have time to connect with the audience in a more sort of grounded way, other than perhaps to respond to the comments underneath the video itself. And so the more time that we can sort of clear up in terms of sort of the, the meat and potatoes of the channel, the more time we're going to have to, connect with you guys, right? And that's what I really want to continue to do here, is to sort of build the community, because that's really the heart of IRH, your Canadian friend learning all sorts of wonderful stuff from India, from his Indian friends, and the more chances we have to, interact in that more live way, it's something I crave. Right, but it does require time. It does require, the editing to be done, or what have you. And in fact, we're not putting out a video today, so this is what I'm doing instead. And there's all sorts of planning that has to happen for India, and we're trying to get that plan in place, so that we can move forward ultimately in a way where we can make IRH Daily again. That's the new slogan. I just came up with it on this live stream. So what can I say? Yeah, I'd love to upload the videos regularly, my friend. But there's so many moving parts. Part of it is getting Alyssa to film all those reactions with me. Like I said, she's been quite busy lately, so I think I need to find some other folks, either locally or online, that can react with me for those times when Alyssa's not available. So that needs to be in place. We need to have someone to help edit. That needs to be in place. We need someone to help with the thumbnails. That needs to be in place. So I think that when those things are in place, you're going to see a whole lot more reactions, my friend. But right now, if I just push forward with like reacting and pushing out content every day, I'm never going to get to hiring an editor. I'm never going to get to finding someone to help with the thumbnails. I'm never going to get the system in place. And that's what I've been doing for like the entire lifetime of this channel is, we'll hire an editor some other time, or we'd hire an editor and then we wouldn't have the time to actually train them or actually work with them in a way that made sense, And so, a lot of the fault is I'm not, we've worked with other editors and probably they couldn't rely on us for certain things, and we weren't giving them the guidance they needed. All of these things take time, energy, effort, and it's also worth it. But if if you don't do that, then you're constantly running to get the next thing out. You never have time to engage with the community. You're just constantly worrying about, editing the next thing. Whereas what I want to be worried about is filming the next thing. And enjoying that with you guys and connecting and plugging in with the community. So anyways, that's a bit of the thought process there, my friend. Yes, Snaptail says react to Mr. Indian Hacker. Yes, I would really, there was one on food, about sort of the markup on food or the profit margins or something. I also hear there's one on like a really long limo. Maybe that's a more recent one, but absolutely, we really enjoyed that Mr. Indian Hacker video, and you couldn't stop us from reacting to more Mr. Indian Hacker. So that will be coming. Yeah, so hopefully for those folks, yeah, I didn't think it would be this tough either. It does seem like it should be just effortless, right? You put on your camera, you watch the thing, you upload the footage, you slap together a thumbnail, and you're good to go. But it really isn't quite that easy. Maybe sometimes it is, but very rarely. I mean, one of the things that's been really helpful is having this studio where IRH Studios, that we've set up here, spared no expense. Because we were always setting up and taking down. We'd film in the bed, we'd film in the living room, we'd film on the cement side of the basement. And it was always this big, difficult thing. Okay, we got to set up the camera again, drag the lights in, get everything all good to go. And now we've got a space where we can film. So that's maybe another part of the puzzle, right? Is to have that location where we can consistently film, where we've got the lights set up, where we've got the camera set up, where we don't have to spend all that time fiddling around with things. But yeah, it is harder than maybe what it would appear at first glance. In particular, the movie reactions. I think people can more understand why that can be challenging, because copyright is very much a thing on YouTube. And, we respect copyright. We want to make sure that our reactions are being seen as transformative. This is not a replacement for the original content. It's a totally different thing, and it is fair use. And so we really have to be careful that we do all of the right things so that YouTube knows that what we're doing is fair use. And so it could take hours and hours and hours to edit, especially when Indian movies themselves aren't so short to begin with, right, guys? It's like 3 hours. And then you really have to dig into that footage, decide what to remove, and do all that stuff. You run it through YouTube. It goes, oh, copyright found, copyright here, copyright issue there. Then you got to go back through it again, find out where the issues are. And then sometimes you solve for those issues, and other parts that weren't copyright problems before now become copyright problems. We actually had one of our entire movies taken down, which was our reaction to War. We had the final episode of 3 Idiots taken down. So we really have to be careful about these things. Harsh Solanki says, movie reaction editing is tough, bro. It takes a lot of time. And after that, copyright issues are also there. Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to say, that one of the challenges too with the reaction channel is just having that busy day job, having sometimes mental health issues where I'm not feeling so well, or physical health issues where I'm not feeling so well. And I think that's really oftentimes can be a big detriment, is the mental health and the physical health. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to and needed to get into shape, right? And if I can, streamline the process. For example, I might not be feeling well enough to, record the thing and edit it and put the thumbnail together and spend, a good few hours doing that. But I just might have enough energy to enjoy the trailer or enjoy the song. So that's why I'm looking to build this bigger IRH team so we can make IRH daily again. It's like a Trump thing, right? Make IRH daily again. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be huge. Ha! Right on. So Quran here is saying, react to Big Dogs by Hanu Mankind. Yes. That was actually, I would say, out of many of, when we were gone there for a year, there was a couple of things that sort of came across my radar just, through suggested videos or through news stories and stuff. And that was one of them, along with a certain gigantic wedding that was happening in India last year. So that was also making some news. But definitely the big dogs video was something that I sort of caught note of. Of course, I didn't check it out because I got to check it out with you guys. But I did hear about it, and I heard some great, it was just amazing, and people couldn't believe it. So, so Rakshith Shetty says, please come to Bangalore, sir. We'll see what happens, my friend. There are so many wonderful places in India that I'd like to visit. I only have so much time. This is just the first trip. And so I will be kind of polling the audience, if you will, to get more of a sense of where folks are living. And if we do schedule some meet and greets, which I'd like to do, what cities does it make most sense, or what areas does it make most sense to schedule those in? And with the idea that we'll come back at another point, and I'll bring Alyssa with me, and we can do sort of a more fulsome sort of thing, or maybe hit up some of those locations that we missed the first time. I'm not so sure, but I do know that in times past I've made, when traveling, I've made the wrong decision of wanting to hit up everything. I went to New Zealand about 10 years ago, and we were part of this tour group, and it was like you hit up every major city and every tourist attraction on both islands. It was a crazy kind of like 2 or 3 week thing, and it was just so intense you really didn't have time to enjoy yourself. Sometime it was you got on the tour bus, you drove for a few hours, you got off, you looked at like a statue, you took a picture, you got back on the tour bus another few hours, then you got to a hotel. And so it was a lot of looking at the country from a window, kind of thing. Or you'd get to one of the big centers and you'd have like exactly one day to hang out and soak it all in. And I think probably what's a better strategy is to spend a little bit more time in different areas so that I can really kind of soak it in, so that I'm not running so ragged, so I've got more energy to actually explore India in that sort of hands-on way, with the idea that it's a large country and that there's going to be plenty of places to check out for future visits. So we got favorite video game. The only video game that I have been playing over the sort of the last few years would be probably the Yakuza video games from Sega. It's maybe like the comfort food of video games, where you don't have to think too much. There's a lot of just beating other people up. There's some humor in it. Doesn't take itself too seriously. And sometimes, now I'll be honest, I haven't played video games for, I think, months. I'm trying to think like the last video game. I guess every so often I'll play this little zombie game on my iPhone, right before bed kind of deal. But I have this big fancy computer behind me, nice beefy graphics card, and I just haven't had time with my day job and some of the things that I've been doing with that and with IRH. I just don't get time to play video games anymore. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to think, I must have spent like a little bit of time playing something. But for the life of me, I can't. I did play a little bit of the Avatar game on PC, because when you get a big expensive graphics card, you want to test it out with something. And that was one of the most demanding games of last year, with the most appealing visuals. So I played that for a while, few hours. What else? I'm trying to think. I swear there was maybe one other video game that I dipped into just for a little bit there, but nothing that has stuck, because I just don't have the time. So actually, what someone was saying on the last live stream, or maybe it wasn't even a live stream. Maybe it was just some folks. Oh, it was someone who was communicating with me through kind of instant messaging. Was saying, maybe play some video games for your IRH Daily channel. I was like, hey, that sounds like a good idea. I get to play some video games, which I wouldn't have time for otherwise, and I get to share that with you guys. So it's building that community and building the channel. So, and there are some Indian video games that have been brought to my attention. In particular, a horror game that somebody was showing me. I'm a big fan of the Resident Evil and stuff like that, Silent Hill. So I could really see getting into something like that. I actually have a game that I got as part of this subscription thing that I have for an Indian cooking game. And I believe it's a South Indian cooking game where you learn about, cooking, and maybe you it's a video game about cooking. I don't know. What can I say? So that sounded really interesting. All right. So I'm just catching up with some of the comments here. Okay. Which city are you visiting specifically? I know that Delhi is going to be one of those cities. And I'm definitely going to be going to the Punjab. And I'm sort of figuring out all the particulars, though. So that will start to come to life in a much more solidified way as we get closer. So yes. No, Alyssa is not coming. So it's just gonna be me. And at least this time, right? Let's see here. Oh, VP wants to know how old I am. Guess. No, actually, I don't dare say guess. Yeah, guess in the comments, and then I'll tell you. But if you guess too high, I might not be too happy. But let's see. Go ahead and guess how old I am in the comments, and then all will be revealed. Solar movie reaction. I want it too, my friend. And someone else was asking about those movie reactions. When are those going to happen again? In due time. When we have a system that's in place that allows us to do those movie reactions and then not disappear for a month getting it edited and all of that. So, and Alyssa, she's very busy, and I don't have the time to do those full movie reactions with all the other stuff going on. So yeah, I can't give you an exact answer, but maybe you could even go back earlier in the live stream to sort of hear some of my thoughts on that. But it's not anything that we've forgotten about. We'd like to get back to a lot more movie reactions. It's one of the things that this channel really really helped us to grow initially when we started out, and pretty much the reason we haven't been doing it is just due to the logistics. In particular, getting it through those, making sure that it's, not getting taken down by YouTube for copyright reasons, that it is, being seen as fair use in their eyes. And we certainly believe that's the case. And, all right. Sanyam says, I would like to suggest don't just roam here and there all alone. Take some packages from a prominent travel agency or go some local person in private events price. Yes. I have one main contact person who I can't really let you guys know about just yet. He's a good friend of the channel and a good friend of mine. And he's sort of guiding me through the process right now, and he's made himself available basically for the entire time to help me out. But I also feel, sheepish taking up all his time, and so there's other folks that have offered to show me around their city and those sorts of things, and I'll be taking some folks up on that, I believe, because it's just another great opportunity to meet you guys, right? And so, yeah, I'm not just going to be sort of making it up too much as I go. I'm going to, have an itinerary in place. I'm going to be there with some folks. I'm going to be filming content, sharing my experiences of India, or recording it rather, so that I can share it with you guys when I get back. So that should be some fun. So I see it's frozen up again. So we're going to give it a second to maybe, there we go. It's back. All right, so I've got a few. other comments here. Nobody guessed. Oh, 45, 43. No! 40. Only 40. I see I shouldn't have done this way. Maybe if I combed my hair a little bit nicer, or if I changed the lighting to be a little more flattering, maybe you guys would have said lower. That's okay. Ha! Yeah, so I am 40 years old. I was hoping someone at least was going to say like 39 or something. Like, come on. Do you want to re-guess? Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting up there. Maybe if I got rid of some of the gray, that might help. You know, brushed out some of the gray from the beard and get a little bit of a hair dye thing going on. You know, I might consider that along with some teeth whitening. You know, that'll get me nice and dashing for my trip to India, right? Because I think a lot of the older Bollywood actors and stuff, they'll dye the beard, they'll dye the hair, right? I shouldn't feel bad about that. So we've got some folks just sort of chatting amongst themselves in the comments here. We're, bro, do you know about, oh, okay, so you guys are talking to each other about Jaipur, okay. I've heard of this before, but it's, I don't know enough about it, that's for sure. Have not listened to the new Sidhu track, but that is something that is on the radar. We have filmed a reaction to Attach, and Lock, we hope, is coming soon. 45, 43, 42. Well, I'm hoping that in like 5 years I can ask you guys again, and it's going to be similar guesses. Some folks were saying it was like I was aging in reverse, but clearly, got a ways to go here. Well, Punjab has a very special place in my heart, my friend, and there are a lot of friends there, and we're very excited to visit. So, in your first time, don't visit minor places. Only metro cities will be good, because first you will get an experience of So maybe to start with the big cities and then next time get to some of the smaller areas or something. I think we're going to do a little bit of both. Though, you can't get to everything, so we're going to have to be selective. But, I think I'd really like to see that other side to India. We do have that big bustling city, but to see maybe more of the countryside or, a farming village or something like that. I think those things would be really cool. So we get that sort of taste of both worlds. Cavi says, if Sean is busy, then Alyssa has to act. If Alyssa is busy, then Sean has to act. You know what? That could be something there, guys. Honestly, I have avoided doing the solo reactions. Gosh, yeah, for a number of reasons. I don't know if we'll get into all of it, but in part because it's just great to have someone else to bounce off of, to have somebody else to share their perspective as well. I think that's what a lot of our audience wants to see, is to see a couple of reactors, and maybe even in particular a male and female reactor, to get those different perspectives. We pick up on different things. I notice certain things in the reaction that Alyssa doesn't notice, and sometimes, I get in trouble for it, right? Anyways. So yeah, that's a possibility, I think a lot of it would be more so, me doing the reactions alone. But I'm sort of exploring the idea of reacting maybe with somebody else, either long distance or locally, for those times when Alyssa isn't available, but maybe just doing reactions on my own makes sense. I'm trying to figure all of this stuff out. I think the big thing right now is to focus a little bit less on the daily reactions and focus more on getting a team and system in place so that our reactions can be going in a steady way that doesn't burn us out. Because that's what happens. We get all excited. We're back to the channel. We're running for a while. And then, life comes in and takes over, and then pretty soon you haven't seen us for a few months, and that's not what I want to happen. And my inclination is to just push ahead no matter what, but sometimes you got to take a step back and be a bit strategic with things, right? Work smarter, not harder, as Alyssa would love to tell me. Musa, yes, I would love to visit Sidhu's village, and that is definitely something that would be just awesome. How is your spice tolerance? I think I'm gonna have to work on that one, my friend. Um, yeah, I almost want to do a video on that. Sort of, I think one of my biggest fears is the fact that I am not much of a guy for spicy foods. There, I said it, right? This is probably heresy to anyone from India. But, I have sort of a Western palate, like mayonnaise and white bread. Maybe not quite that, bland. But definitely, this is going to be a bit of a stretch for me. I have some digestive issues as well, too, and maybe I'll talk about that in the video. So and I'm also a germaphobe, right? So there's all sorts of things that I'll be sort of tackling when I get to India. But I'm up for the challenge. What can I say? I certainly intend on trying as many foods as I can, and hopefully at the end of it, I'll be like a total. I'll be all over the hot food and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I got to do sort of a video on maybe some of, my concerns around the food, right? Because it's always so hot. When I eat Indian food here in Canada, I will have like butter chicken, for example, and I always get the extra mild butter chicken, which people would say isn't even real butter chicken, right? I think even the folks who are cooking it for me are kind of, chuckling to themselves, right? And then, of course, Alyssa, she'll get like the nice hot butter chicken and she's loving it. But me, I have yet to sort of develop that, part of my taste buds or something, or maybe they're too sensitive, or maybe I need to wear them out. Just, eat enough spicy food to where my tongue gets used to it. Yeah. So that's my very long answer to the spice tolerance question there. It says two days ago, some villagers thought the foreigners were aliens, so it can get funny sometimes. Now that would be a lot of fun. I'm showing up and they think it's like, what is that movie, PK, with Amir Khan as well too. They think I'm an alien from another place. You should visit Jallianwala Bagh. It's very close to the Golden Temple. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, like I said, there's a lot of very wonderful places in the Punjab that I will be visiting for sure. Please come to Bengaluru and meet Rocky Bai. Well, gosh, if Rocky would like to, if Rocking Star Yash would like to extend an invitation there, I'd be, more than happy to take him up on that. I'm not sure how far we're going to get, right? Because India is such a big place. Are we going to get to the north and the south, just all over the place? Or do we have to focus in on some more specific areas and leave other ones until the next time? And, maybe the channel grows even more between now and the next visit. And, we've got even more opportunities the next time we come. So that could be a really great thing. I love you guys. Thank you, Armin. We love you too. Lots of love to you there too, Kiana. IRHA should cross the 500K subs this year. Yes, it's about consistency. And so that's why I've been going on and on like a broken record here about creating a system so that it can, so that we can, keep consistent, right? That's the big challenge is we have not been consistent, to say the least. So, I think I have to take a step back, and as much as I'd like to just keep cranking out those reactions, my time is best spent, building a team that can help with some of this stuff. So, and then perhaps when I'm in India, I can meet with some of those lovely folks, and, that could be a great thing. Here we go. If you have low spice tolerance, order dairy products like buttermilk or curd to neutralize it. Small tip. Well, thank you for the small tip, my friend. Yeah, I think that'll help. I hear that the milk is on a totally other level in India. No doubt. You guys treat your cows so nicely. That can't be always said here in the West. And gosh, yeah, we were just looking at the Republic Day parade, and there's the woman's really tending to the animals, and everyone's tending to the animals and are really caring for them. And from what I've heard, the difference can be tasted in the milk, that it's just so much creamier and so much fresher and better. Oh, Bobby, that's a name that rings a bell. We've seen you before, my friend. So just like I'll get to your thing here, there's a couple other things here. 2 days ago, some villagers thought the foreigners are alien, yes, but people absolutely becoming nicer day by day as India has 900 million internet users. Wow. So, and what an incredible, has there ever been that many people in history that have gone from not being online to being online in such a limited amount of time? I'm not so sure it's ever happened. Because as I understand it, the things that India has done to get those people online have been just tremendous. So that's really something to brag about. Wow. Yeah, because you need sort of the structure in place for that. And I guess, well, now you just need a smartphone, right? But as I understand, like the access, it's available. And it's a good price. It's plentiful. Geez, more than can be said for Canada here sometimes. Everything is so expensive here, guys. So please visit good places. Enjoy my country. Do a lot of research so you can visit good places like Hampi, Kailas Temple, and many more. So Bobby's saying, do you have any adversity for different types of food, like no dairy, or am I a vegan, no nuts? Not really, my friend. I have been more so just for sort of my own health, avoiding things like dairy and avoiding things like processed foods, avoiding things like wheat and grain, avoiding things like processed sugars. So those are some of the things that I'm trying to avoid for my own health and to make sure that my body has the energy it needs. But I'm not allergic to anything. And I do eat meat. And I am open to all sorts of things. So I'm really not going to let my bland diet or aversion to hot foods prevent me from trying all the things. So that's definitely one of the big things. If I'm going to do India, you got to do it right. And a big part of India is the food. So, and who knows, maybe I'll ramp up to a bit. I was thinking like, I could start ordering Indian takeout, a couple times a week on, leading up to the trip so that I sort of acclimatize myself a bit more for that. So, what can I say? Well, folks, it's probably getting to that time where oh, here we go. Got another question there just as soon as I was wrapping stuff up. S25 Ultra or iPhone 16 Pro Max. I have the iPhone, I think it's the 16 Pro Max, whatever the latest one is. I guess that would be the iPhone 16. It's beautiful. It's actually what is recording this right now. It's a tremendous phone. But I've also heard some good things about Samsung. I've just been an Apple guy. I've been using the iPhone since the original iPhone in Canada came out, which would have been the iPhone 3G. Because I don't believe Canada got the very first iPhone. We sort of got the one after that. And ever since then, I've been an iPhone guy. And now I can't go back. Of course, I'll put it this way. It certainly costs a pretty penny. That's for darn sure. So I'll be paying off this phone for a while. But I felt if I was going to come to India and I was going to capture that experience, I felt like it was worth the upgrade, and then I've got this nice portable camera and I can sort of share my journey with you guys in a better way. So yes, lots of things to try indeed, my friend Bobby. So keen to try all the things. I appreciate your guys' patience, your love, your support. Just to let you know that we are working behind the scenes. We're not just sitting on our butts, though maybe sometimes we're doing that. But there is, that my dream is to put that system in place that allows us to become daily again, to make IRH daily again. And even if it's like just, during the weekdays, we got to get back to this. And so thank you for understanding. Thanks for dropping in. And I think that is probably about all from me for now. And so, thank you again. Love you guys a whole lot. Thank you so much. Take care of your health too, my friend. We'll see you guys on the next live stream, in the next reaction. Love you a whole lot. This is Sean signing off. This is, what is it? How do I do it? This is Internet Rabbit Hole Daily, IRH, signing off. Bye, guys.